So how long you have to dip the candles before you get to actually start?
He'll put about 25, 30 dips on here. So it might take seven minutes.
No, but how many years? I mean.
Oh, to practice?
Yeah, practice.
It takes a minute.
Yeah, the dipping doesn't take as long as learning how to carve it. Like I carve some, but they don't turn out great.
Right.
So I put them up on the discount area, and then.
Okay. All right.
Well, like I couldn't right now. I couldn't carve one like that and sell it for the price that it is out there.
All right.
Sure.
I'm off tomorrow, so maybe when I'm out about tomorrow. What's the total?
How do you keep track of how many times you dip that in there? You sitting there counting, or you?
I used to.
Practice. When you first learn them, it's all written down on paper. 5 of this, 2 of this, 5 of this, 2 of this, whatever.
Oh.
But then once you get the hang of it, you just sort of wing it. So now he's going to start transitioning now to do the outside. He's going to fade from the white to the pink and then to the purple. He's got all the layers on the inside that he wants.
Oh, okay. And then the last step is the glaze, but you don't put the glaze on it until after it's carved.
Right. So he's going to start layering the pink and the purple on here, and then I'm going to cut it. So like when he's dipping in that, you can see that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll look. I mean, people will have to go they'll have to look straight down.
Follow it to see it for sure. Yeah.
So you only did a specific amount of that color.
Yep, because it's just doing the outside
So
shading.
he's doing this.
Oh, okay. Oh.
He's getting that different color on the outside.
Sure, now purple.
Yep. And you can put another one on the bottom half of that purple.
Another purple on the bottom.
Yeah, not the whole way, just halfway up the purple.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cut those drips off the bottom, and I'll save those because I use that to make the base around the bottom edge.
Oh. Yeah, because it's multicolored. Oh.
That's why he was going back and forth and adding all those layers.
But you do the base at the very end.
Right. So I can get away with that when it's a little colder. So I'll do all the decorative cutting that needs to be done while it's warm. Alright, now I'll start cutting.
Yeah. And how many years again have you been doing this?
I've been carving candles for about 25 years now.
25. And I think you said it took you 24 to learn.
That's right. It cuts and bends real easy while it's warm. You got about 5 to 7 minutes while it's still warm and soft.
So, is the inside still warm?
Correct. The inside, the outside, it's all warm.
Because all this is melted.
All the layers that he added. That's why so many dips. He could have made this white, pink, and purple and less dips, but then it wouldn't be warm.
Oh. So if it's not warm, there's no way you could do that.
You could have made this candle white, pink, and purple with 7 or 8 dips, but then there would be no cutting.
What was the inspiration for that? Because it kind of looks like petals of a flower. Was there?
Somebody asked me for a flower. I show them this design. Somebody says, "Do you do butterflies?" I show them this design. So people see both.
Oh.
So it's just a pattern that people like, and we put a lot of color in it, make it real colorful.
And did you say it was your dad that came up with this, or was your?
My dad is the one that added this particular candle to the lineup of candles we offer. But the idea of candle carving has been around.
Well, yeah. I think you said your grandfather. He was the one that started this.
Yeah.
But your grandfather didn't make a candle like that.
Not carved. He did everything in molds.
Did your grandfather get to see this design?
This particular design, no. But the carved candle designs in general, yes.
I think you said, I asked you once before if your dad taught you how to do this, and you said your dad would say that he did, but
correct.
It was actually your cousin or something that taught you.
Yep. So Basically, it comes down to whoever you're working with on a daily basis, carving and dipping with, is the one who's going to give you the pointers and tell you, cut here, cut there, do this, do that kind of thing. But indirectly, I guess you'd say he taught me. He taught somebody who taught my cousin who taught me.
And when that candle is complete, how much will that one sell for?
This candle will be $24.99 off the shelf.
That's not too bad, because I think you said that you can put like a thing in the top where you can burn it for a while.
You do have options to have a hole drilled in the top of the candle, so you can use battery operated lights, so you can light it up and not have to worry about melting away any of the design.
Yeah, I kind of see how, I'm looking at it, I see a butterfly in it. That tool that you're using, did you all make that tool, or did?
Yes and no. So it's like a clay tool that people would use for clay, but we've modified it. We've pinched it and sharpened it a little bit, so it's slightly been modified for what we wanted to do. But it's just a clay tool.
It looks like a lot of the stuff that you are using, even that thing is turning it, you probably had to make that because you couldn't get any of this stuff off the shelf.
Correct. Yep, there's a lot of buying stuff that's made, meant for something else and modifying it to work the way we want it to work. Here's this leftover piece. We're going to stretch it out.
So you just stretched it out and twisted it.
Help hold it together. Now I'm going to cut it up and sort of put a base around the bottom.
That water you dip it in, do you all make that intentionally cold, or is it?
Yeah, it's about room temperature.
Oh, okay.
Room temperature or colder. If we dip too many candles in it, we might go and get new. Use some of these bigger pieces to sort of build out the ledge.
Oh, okay. And then that's just going to go all the way around.
Yep, this is going to go all the way around and be sort of the base of the base, if you will.
And then
I'll layer pieces on top of this.
Okay. Do you cut that, or is it just is the way it is?
Did I cut that?
No, I mean, will you cut it at the end of any, or
Not
is
really.
it just nope. Is the way it is?
I'm going to layer some of these pieces on top of it to give it a more uniform marble look.
Sure, because I'm looking at some of these other ones, and I see that how they are.
Color do you want for on the outside?
You can do pink to purple fade.
That's pretty quick that you made that candle. It only took.
It takes them probably just as long to dip it as it does for me to carve it.
Actually, I think you carved it faster than it was dipped.
Yeah, it just
looked like.
Says the carver knows what he's doing.
It's like it only took maybe 7 minutes, 5-7 minutes. Okay. So now you just dip it in the glaze.
Yep, I'm going to scoop the top out, dip it in clear wax to glue all the cuts together, and then dip it in a glaze to give it that shiny finish.
Is it glaze? Is that wax, or is that?
It's like a glorified floor wax. So similar to like the old school mop and blow you used to spray,
sure.
Put on the floor and spread around and then stay off of for a couple hours, let it dry.
Where Christina Milian plays an aspiring singer on a journey to find herself in paradise. The animated series Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom drops next week, and the Netflix documentary Vagabond takes a look at John DeLorean on July 30th. Next week on Disney Plus, the Troublemakers are back in the all-new series.
And that's it.
This is dipped in the clear wax to just sort of glue the cuts together, hold the pieces in place. And then some cold water to cool it off.
And then the glaze is over. That's the
bucket on the floor. Just keep it low because it splashes and makes a mess.
Oh.
So we just try to keep it as confined as possible to keep the mess to a minimum. Last look over here, make sure I'm happy with the way everything looks. And now look it in the glaze.
What's the air for?
Just to blow off the extra. So it just gives me a nice smooth finish. For 18 years, I did this part with a straw.
You did it with a straw. You blew it with a straw?
Yep. So that's a lot nicer.
Yeah. So now if people look at your website and they see a design or they think of something that's not there, I guess they can contact you and
they can send me a picture or something, even if it's someone else's candle. They send me a picture of some other design and say, "Hey, can
you do this?"
If I see it, I'll be able to tell them right away, yes or no.
Sure. All right, sounds good.